Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and if you ask me how I ended up in this area of Borneo, it's complicated. Missed a couple buses in Kuching today, then I got on one bus where the driver tried to dissuade me for a quarter hour not to go on his bus. Then walked a couple kilometers through some quite boring mangroves. Finally I arrived in some sort of bulldozed area / landfill. In the background, one of the tall sandstone mountains at the coast near Kuching. Don't even know which one this is. Over there, a couple kilometers away, a smaller sandstone mountain, which is my goal for now. This part here is just bulldozed and not so polluted, but behind me, lots of old piles of trash. Coal seams. This seems to be lignite coal, or probably just solidified peat, but I already found seams which seem to be high quality anthracite coal. Yeah, Borneo is a very coal rich island, to be sure. Of course, I'm not here just to enjoy the landscape, I'm also here to forage. Well, and around landfills and trash sites you can usually find quite a lot of fruits. Question is only, do you really want to eat them? So, for example, in this pile of trash here, there is a group of papayas hanging full of big, nice fruit. If they were ripe, I might be tempted to eat them, but nah, not in that condition, growing out of a big pile of trash. Over there is a banana. Cluster of pretty massive banana pseudo-stems. One of them bearing a decent sized bunch of bananas above a truly gigantic banana flower. However, the bananas are also not ripe yet. Passiflora foetida, an invasive from Latin America and a popular snack for everybody who is traveling here in nature. However, the ripe fruits have been eaten by something and the green ones are still not good enough to eat. I forgot the name of this wild fig. Already made a couple videos on it. But I remember that it's very variable, from leaves which look like this to leaves which look like this, and it's edible. However, doesn't seem to be too ripe. It seems like some little animal is already enjoying it, the half-ripe state. Definitely not ripe enough yet. I wonder, was this really planned as a landfill? Or did they just happen to dump a couple hundred truckloads full of trash? It seems like this place can take thousands upon thousands of additional truckloads, but yeah, seems like they stopped dumping some time ago. Good. Kangaroo grape, or Cairaceae. Here it is. Well, nice and sour, but too much oxalate in the aftertaste. Here I think this is Pipturus argentatus, a relative of the stinging nettle. Yeah, they are relatives of the stinging nettles, which are trees with edible fruits in all colors, and most of the ones around Kuching happen to be white. Nothing special, but sweet and juicy, so I'm grateful. This one could be kepayag. People around here don't eat the giant fruits. They eat the young leaves and the seeds. But the fruits are edible, and if there was a fruit, I might be tempted. Despite all the trash here. This looks almost like some edible bean. The leaves and the flowers remind me a lot of phaseolus. Maybe it's a wild phaseolus, but I don't see a single fruit here. Pity. Another cluster of papayas. Those seem to be male. Oh, and this what looks almost like a papaya is manioc. Well, here is a male papaya plant. And this one is female. Well, with the papayas you don't need to be female to bear fruits. Male and hermaphrodites do it just as well. Maybe hermaphrodites even do it better than females. Here we have a coal seam. Nice rock hard coal. It's always very dangerous to put trash on top of an exposed coal seam. And this trash looks like it has been burned too. You know what happens when you put and burn trash on top of a coal seam? What are those tall, thin palms there? Some interesting trees among them. Here basically the whole area is waterlogged, but I'm standing on some sort of rock, some sort of very low rocky outcrop. Probably they wanted to build something here, and because it's a low rocky outcrop, the diversity of habitats here is very high, and so is the diversity of species compared to the surrounding mangrove. Apparently nobody has been here for months. There are no traces of people, especially no traces of vehicles, and still this trash pile here is burning for months or for years without an end. Forgotten by everybody, but just burning on. Probably during every rain the smoldering goes into the inside of the trash pile, and then after the rain it resurfaces again. Then, less than 10 meters away from this burning trash pile, a nice thick coal seam, folks. Some websites estimate that there are hundreds of thousands of those burning exposed coal seams in Borneo. Can you imagine how much CO2 and other noxious gases one of those coal seams is producing? Borneo coal seams must be one of the major worldwide contributors to climate change and pollution. And here there are burning piles of trash on top of the coal. Well, how much crazier can it get? This pile of trash right on top of the coal seam has been clearly burned. The burnt asbestos, the burnt remnants of the stuff. Of course the asbestos didn't burn, but pretty much everything else did. Look at that. They burned several giant heaps of trash right on top of this coal seam. At least 3 truckloads of trash were burned right on top of this coal seam. And this burning pile of trash here, it seems like it's like 5 meters away from the coal seam, but you don't know what's happening underground. Maybe this thing is smoldering. And folks, recently a Borneo tribesman asked me, yeah, can't we just put out those coal seams? And I said, dude, Germany cannot put them out. The US cannot put them out. Do you think that Malaysia can put them out? In Germany there is a coal seam that has been burning for almost 300 years. They don't know how to put it out. In the US there's the city of Centralia where they just evacuated tens of thousands of people because they cannot put it out. and it's being estimated that we have hundreds of thousands of those things burning in Borneo, mostly in Kalimantan. The Malaysian side is a little bit more innocent here, but this is nothing like innocent. This is like literally playing with fire. Another exposed coal seam in this area of totally surreal erosion. Well, those seams are small, but still, if they start to smolder, this seems to be like anthracite coal, folks. Not just some better peat, but high quality anthracite coal. If they start to smolder, this area will be so polluted, and it will really affect climate change. And look at that. This is like an otherworldly landscape. Put some aliens, put some alien figures among those things, and you can totally do a science fiction movie. Here among those figs, a Singapore rhododendron is growing. Not only is this a beautiful ornamental, but you can also chew the branches or the roots to relieve toothache, and the fruits are also tasty. However, it seems like something has gotten all the ripe fruits. Nope, they haven't left a single fruit for me. Well, maybe a fig. This one is half ripe. Yeah, good enough already. Not very sweet, but definitely better than nothing. Another low ridge in the background. This seems to be at least 10 meters higher than the surrounding terrain, so there might be a trail on it. Here a couple pandanus plants, full of fruits, but at least on this one, which is full of fruits, they are all still green. Here a couple nipa palms, those are quite small. Along the bigger ones around here, I saw the giant fruit clusters, which look like an alien egg. Oh wait, there is an overripe fruit cluster on this one. Well, overripe is the operative word, so I don't think the nuts are not edible anymore on this one. I didn't even expect such small palms to have fully developed clusters. Seems like somebody was even harvesting them. There's actually no other reason to chop off those leaves. Let's see if they harvest at all. Well, I mean, I don't have a parag with me, so even if I find some at the right age, I cannot harvest them. Yes, they have harvested it. See? They have chopped off the football-size fruit or nut cluster, and they've taken it with them. By the way, I started filming quite late. Before I started filming for kilometers, I was basically walking along such a landscape. Here the road, oops, monitor lizard. Or no, this is, well, I would have some sort of lizard, folks, some sort of maybe 30-40 centimeters long lizard. In the Amazon forest, I would have said it's a basilisk. Here I don't know. I already saw a dead, maybe 70 centimeter monitor lizard along the road. But yeah, basically this is what I did not film for several hours. I only started filming when I arrived at this strange burning landfill with the strange fruits growing around. The flood is coming in. I must be careful, folks. This area is the habitat of the saltwater crocodile. Basically the only animal in the world that considers humans as nothing but food. Everything that's the right size is food. No matter if it's a pig, a dog or a human. And there is another one of those lizards running on the surface. And let me tell you, for a good sized crocodile, basically all big dogs, pigs and humans are exactly the right size. Here around Kuching there are not too many crocodile attacks. Another one of those lizards. Here around Kuching there are not so many crocodile attacks, but around Miri, a couple 100 kilometers to the northeast, they are attacking people all the time. The folks around here say because the Bidayu people, they don't kill crocodiles, so the crocodiles don't kill them. Well, the Oragulu around Miri and also the Iban, for them the crocodile is just food. So for the crocodile they are also just food. You might say it's a superstition, but yeah, the Bidayu around here, they are not being attacked. Look at how fast the flood is coming. They have to step back. See how the water is coming here? Flooding a couple centimeters a minute. Here, coming through this little tunnel. Yeah, that's mangroves for you folks. In mangroves you can find a lot of foods. The problem is to find water to drink. Yeah, water is everywhere, but it's brackish and polluted. You can find a lot of fish, seafood, birds, fruits and vegetables, but where are you gonna get clean water in the mangroves? After getting a lift from some nice guys, I continued towards this big hill there, and then this nice banana frying lady saved me from a torrential rain. You can see those puddles that got created just in 10 minutes. Saved me from a torrential rain. Gave me the opportunity to make a video about her frying the pisang kapok, and also of course provided me with a tasty meal.